To be a Steeler is to consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. From previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black and gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steeler is to consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture.
Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the Steel Twins.
Oh my God! Finally! It's over! The saga is over, Steelers Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Steelers finally have their quarterback one for the 2025 season. His name is not Mason Rudolph, nor is it Will Howard. His name is a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. It's official, guys. Well, it's not official. It's going to be official tomorrow. He is going to be flying into Pittsburgh tomorrow to sign with the Steelers before next week's mandatory minicamp, which starts June 10th, which he will participate in.
That was reported by Tom Pelissero just 5 hours ago.
Steelers Nation, how we feeling? Let us know in the chat. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Where do I start?
Let me say this.
We're going to have to, Jacob.
Yes, with Caleb Johnson, who's been rocking, his performance so far in OTAs. Let me say this. This was inevitable. Right?
Run the ball!
Shout out to Miss Pittsburgh. Member for 7 months.
Shout out to Miss Pittsburgh. Thank you. And Jacob. Jacob, member 13 months, says, your boy sits finally happened. Go Steelers.
Yeah, it finally happened.
This was inevitable.
For months.
Aaron Rodgers, his only free agent visit. It was his first time as a free agent in his career, believe it or not.
Will be the only time, by the way. This is his last season.
And his only free agent visit was with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in April, I believe. And he was at the facility for 6 hours. And then he left, and he took a sweet old time for personal reasons. That's well documented. He let that be known on the Pat McAfee show and the Joe Rogan show about personal matter that he had to take care of. Again, thoughts and prayers to those people involved. Hope everything's fine.
Right.
But this was inevitable. The Steelers, out of every team, and there were discussions between, Are the Vikings going to sign? Is he going to pull a full-on Brett Favre? Is he going to pull on that saga? No. The Giants. The Giants. Could they go after him? No.
No, they signed Russ, who we had last year. Am I getting deja vu, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting deja vu here. That's just me. I feel like we're going down the same path that we did, not just last year, but in Ben's last season. You guys get where I'm going. Same song and dance, right?
But we were told, hell yeah, there's going to be changes. There will be changes.
I mean, well, Mike Tomlin wasn't wrong to an extent. He wasn't wrong to an extent. We did trade for DK. We traded away Pickens. We let Najee go. We grabbed up Caleb Johnson. We have completely revamped the quarterback room again. So he wasn't completely wrong.
Listen, the moves that you just stated, those are fine moves and moves that I'm cool with. I love DK Metcalf. I'm excited to see what he can do. Pickens, I can wholeheartedly understand that. The guy was a nutcase.
Right.
I'm excited for Caleb Johnson for his rookie season and his future in the black and gold. Those were good moves. Those were good changes. That's fine. Not all the changes were bad. Those were the good changes.
But the more significant changes that we were looking for were coaching changes. None were made. And now we're bringing in another aging quarterback at 41 years old who, yes, did not have the greatest run with New York, with the Jets. Clearly, as we know, it was a complete letdown. It was a underwhelming adventure for the Jets, for A-Rod, for everyone involved.
Yeah, it was.
It just didn't pan out.
It was more so comedy hour over with the Jets than it was anything else.
But now, Aaron Rodgers makes his way to the Steel City. It looks like that little stare down between Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin years ago.
4 years ago.
Comes back and has finally allowed this to happen. For those that don't know, the main guy pushing this move was indeed Mike Tomlin. He had a lot of pull, a lot of say in making this happen. He wanted Aaron Rodgers. Adam Schefter tweets or posts, whatever you want to call it. Steelers never wavered in their belief that Aaron Rodgers eventually would sign with Pittsburgh. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin loomed large in this entire situation. Tomlin was a drawing card for Rodgers and was happy to work within Rodgers' timeline. He was a major reason that that Rodgers will be a Steeler. This was all at the helm of Mike Tomlin.
The hands of Mike Tomlin.
He wanted Aaron Rodgers. Just like last year, he wanted Russell Wilson. And he never wagered away from Russell Wilson.
Clearly.
Remember when he remember when he put Russ in as the starter when Fields was starting to get things going?
Yeah, he pivoted
and
to
then
Russ.
never turned away. Same situation here with Aaron Rodgers. The only thing is I don't see much of a difference between Russ and Rodgers. I don't see much of a difference between what's going to happen this year compared to last year. I don't think Aaron Rodgers betters this football team that much. I don't think he worsens it because as much as I love and respect Mason Rudolph, he is a better quarterback than Mason. Shout out to Abel. I would have been okay running with Mason, but I don't think the Steelers are ever really going to do that because they always wanted Aaron Rodgers. Is Aaron Rodgers a better option? Yes. Is he the best quarterback we've had since Ben? Yes. But you're also talking about a 41-year-old quarterback who honestly could have retired and his NFL career would have been completely fine. Him signing with the Steelers proves nothing. He has nothing to prove. I don't think it does much for the Steelers. If you guys are expecting Super Bowl, listen, that's your belief. That's your right as a Steelers fan. I can't get excited. I can't buy the hype.
No, and I understand the vision by the Steelers. I know what they're doing. And it's a fine mentality to have because when you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, an organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're recognized for championships. Steelers got 6 Super Bowls, right?
Yes.
They got a great pedigree, great history. And that mentality should always be championships. I'm all for that. But at the same time, there is a moment where the team and everybody else involved within the organization needs to acknowledge that sometimes you just got to take a step back. This is not the way to go.
Well, here's how I see it. And no matter if Rodgers signed or not, I always envision this season being very much like
Shout out to Justin, by the way.
Being very much like last year and the year before that, 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 which was either one and done or Mike Tomlin's first losing season, and it all resulted in the same. A playoff push or a playoff shot and one and done. I expect the exact same this year. So either Aaron Rodgers is going to get us into the wild card and we go one and done, or we're going to have Mike Tomlin's first losing season, which I still don't expect until we actually see it. He won with Mason and Duck Hodges in 2019. I think no matter if Rodgers signed or not, I think he was still going to get above 500. But that's pretty much the ceiling of the Steelers from here on out until proven otherwise.
Basically.
Until we actually get a legitimate quarterback, or in my opinion, until we get a new head coach. Because I just don't see us going anywhere further than where we've been stuck at. And Aaron Rodgers confirms that to me. Aaron Rodgers confirms that to me because the Steelers are still in the mindset, let's compete for a championship. And that's fine and dandy. The only thing is, I think the Steelers are delusional. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to make them Super Bowl contenders. I don't. I can't envision them making a deep playoff push. Could they finally win a playoff game for the first time since 2016? Maybe. But I'm not getting my expectations too high.
Listen.
I'm not putting my money on it.
That was the quote-unquote expectation last year when they signed Russell Wilson. When they went all in with Russell Wilson. When they were vying for a championship with Russell Wilson at the helm.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah,
And years back, they ran that with an aging Ben Roethlisberger because Art Rooney thought that Ben still had it within him.
Which he didn't.
He didn't.
Love Ben
That
to
was
death.
obvious.
Love Ben to death, but he didn't.
No.
And now it seems like they're running it back again. This is now the third time we're running it with a highest paid defense, running the football, and an aging old quarterback.
Not to mention the addition of a 33-year-old, I'm trying not to laugh, a 33-year-old Robert Woods as the projected wide receiver 2.
Yes.
And a 34-year-old Darius Slay.
Fuck the John Cena retirement tour. How about the Aaron Rodgers retirement tour? The last time is now. The last time should have been last year. Swear jar.
Again, I get.
What are we running? Retirement home here? We got an old Darius Slay. We got an old Aaron Rodgers and an old Robert Woods. Who's next? Keenan Allen? Come on down. Now, I'm not going to lie. I think that those guys bring a lot of knowledge, and I'm sure a lot of the young guys from previous draft classes can learn from like Roman Wilson can learn a lot from Robert Woods. Will Howard can absolutely learn so much from Aaron Rodgers. Joey Porter Jr., Beanie Bishop, all the other young guys, Corey Trice, can learn a lot from Darius Slay. So I totally understand the additions and the fact that all those additions didn't affect the Steelers' comp pick scenario for next year is exactly why they signed those guys. They weren't splashes. They weren't big moves like we were hoping and anticipating. They signed those guys because they were released by their respective football teams, and they didn't affect the comp situation for next year. That way they could collect as many comp picks as possible to inevitably draft a quarterback. So I get the additions. I get why they signed them. But man, 6 years ago, this would have been phenomenal.
Yeah,
now I can't buy into it.
If this was 2020, then all right, let's ride. Let's go. Here we go, Steelers.
6 years ago, I would have been on board. Super Bowl, let's go.
It's 2025, and you have now a soon-to-be 42-year-old quarterback at the helm, running the show. With an aging wide receiver he's throwing to, and an aging cornerback on the defensive side of the ball, while still relying heavily on the defense, which I believe is still the highest paid in the NFL, and that's bearing a TJ Watt extension, which I am sure will happen sooner rather than later, and of course running the football.
Now, what does Aaron Rodgers bring to the Steelers? Which is obviously a wealth of knowledge. Will Howard can learn a lot from him, which that, in my opinion, I think that's going to be the biggest positive of this entire signing. Not what he could do on the field or what he could do to advance his football team or what he could do to advance our success in the playoffs. I just don't see that being there. Will he make us a better offense? Maybe, to an extent. How much further? I don't know, because we don't have a wide receiver too. Our line is still very questionable. And can he agree with Arthur Smith in any offensive process, in any offensive game plan?
And I brought that up when we were first talking about the Aaron Rodgers situation, when all that was stirring up initially.
Is he going to be in cahoots? Is he going to agree? Is he and Arthur Smith going to get along?
No, because it was well documented. Russell Wilson and Arthur Smith were butting heads. They couldn't agree on pretty much anything, to a point Russell Wilson said, screw the game plan again during the Bengals game. The first Bengals game, and that was the best performance the Steelers offense had since Prime Ben.
Yes.
Since the Killer B era. Let's be real.
He ripped up the playbook. He said, I'm doing things my way.
Because we know Arthur Smith is all about run the football. Very run heavy, run first.
We also know how Mike Tomlin likes to run the Steelers offense. Very conservative. Let's not be too dangerous, man. Let's not do
overly protective.
Let's not do any risks, which is why the offense has been garbage for so many years, right? Along with the coordinators that he has assigned, Arthur Smith included. Will him and Aaron Rodgers get along?
If you're not down with that, we've got
Abel with a 4.99 says, honestly, guys, Fields couldn't read defenses and Russ was a one-trick pony. Makes sense now why he got benched, but I'm just an armchair coach. Well, again, Fields didn't get benched. He was the backup, and he remained the backup. Russ got healthy. Is Aaron Rodgers better than what we've had the past number of years? Yes, because let's come back to what does he bring to the team? A wealth of knowledge. And going back to what I said prior, I think the biggest positive he could add to the Steelers is what Will Howard is going to be able to soak up from Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is the greatest mentor in the world or the greatest person to learn from, but you can't deny his smarts, his football IQ, and, you know, the Hall of Fame career and the Hall of Fame knowledge that he is going to bring to a guy like Will Howard, who wants nothing more than to just better himself, wants to learn. He's already a smart quarterback. Now imagine him sitting, redshirting officially as the quarterback 3, unless, of course, knock on wood, Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. I think that's going to do wonders for a guy like Will Howard. I think that's terrific. I think that could be the biggest positive out of anything this season. But in terms of the offense, can he agree with Arthur Smith? Is the O-line going to be able to protect him? Because if it can, we could see something positive. We can see something a little different compared to what us Steelers fans are used to at the quarterback position as a passing offense. If the O-line can gel, this very young O-line that is full of rookie contracts and an older Isaac Seumalo, if they can gel well and give Rodgers time, good things could happen. I can't deny that. The run game, listen, that running back room is really good. I mean, you're talking Caleb Johnson, Jalen Warren, and Kenneth Gainwell. That's a great running back core.
It is.
That's unbelievable. I expect all those guys to get targets, to get carries in the ground game. You know, Arthur Smith loves to use a committee. That's probably one thing that we're still going to be able to harbor on from the offense is we're going to run the ball a lot. He has DK. He has Pat Freiermuth. He has Calvin Austin. He still can sling it to an extent, but he's not in the prime no more. I don't think he furthers the Steelers that much. And who's going to be the wide receiver too? We don't know. Now, they did bring in Gabe Davis for a visit today. He left without a contract, but that's probably due to the fact that he is still hurt. In fact, he's met, 3 or 4 different teams, and it's all been the same. He's met with them, left without a contract. He's not healthy enough.
No, not yet.
Once he's healthy and he's able to pass a physical, he'll probably sign with one of the 4 teams that he's met with. That could be the Steelers. Is Gabe Davis the solution at wide receiver 2? I don't think so. Not if he's healthy enough. So, the way I see it, I'm not particularly happy about bringing in Aaron Rodgers. I never wanted Aaron Rodgers. From the moment that he was a free agent, from the moment that there was speculation, from the moment of the legal tampering period where there was
speculation
news.
Back to his Packers days. Dude.
Yeah, but even, more so now.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
When the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers heat was really starting to crank up. Months ago, when the legal tampering period began, I never wanted Aaron Rodgers. But it was always an inevitability. It was always going to happen. And now, tomorrow, it will most likely be official. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I can't envision this being too much of an upgrade or that much of an upgrade. But as a Steelers fan, I have to settle with it. because he's going to be the quarterback one. If he stays healthy all season, there's going to be a lot of matchups that are going to be exciting, or that could be exciting. One of them including week 1 versus the Jets. Go figure, right? How about that Sunday night game versus the Packers? He's got the Lions, the Vikings,
Jeez, the NFL,
the Bears.
The NFL script writers, man, they knew exactly what they were doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing.
Wow.
But now that they have Aaron Rodgers, whatever happens, happens. I think the ceiling is a one and done, and the floor is a losing season, which, again, I'm not particularly expecting until proven otherwise, because Mike Tomlin hasn't had one yet, so I can't expect one. Although, I will say this season is going to be very interesting because you just don't know what's going to happen. Does Aaron Rodgers still have a lot left in the tank? Is he completely washed? We're going to find out. That's all I know. We're going to find out one way or another. This season is going to be so interesting. Either he's going to give us one of the more exciting seasons that we've had in a while, or he's going to completely shit the bed, very much like what the Jets went through. Now, I don't think he was the entire reason why the Jets had such a unfortunate season last year. I don't. They even traded for Devontae Adams, and nothing changed. They fired Robert Saleh. Nothing changed. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers was the complete reason why the Jets are the Jets, and frankly, the Jets are the Jets. They are.
Forever will be.
So could he be better with the Steelers? Now that he is a Steeler, I do hope so. I don't want him as a Steeler, but I have to settle with it. And although it's not my preferred, I have to back my quarterback. Because as a Steelers fan, whoever's under center, I'm always going to support. Even if I don't like the guy. Even if I don't like that he might not agree with the coordinator, or because the Steelers traded away George Pickens for drama reasons.
Yeah.
But they were the first team to hop on, the only team to hop on the Aaron Rodgers situation, which is kind of comical.
Yeah.
But now that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting season. But all I can say now is go get a wide receiver too. Who that is, we don't know. We won't know probably for a while. We just hope that the magnitude of who they add is serious. Because if they're seriously thinking that Aaron Rodgers is going to give them one legitimate playoff push with an aging Hayward in his last couple years, Watt with a contract extension looming potentially.
Well, I mean, with Aaron Rodgers almost signed, then that Watt extension is coming.
For sure. So if the Steelers' mindset is we got Aaron Rodgers locked up, we're going to make a push. Add a significant, and I mean a very big, significant wide receiver too, and then we'll see what happens. Now, with all that being said, I still can't buy into the hype. I can't. I could eat my words come mid-season, come the end of the season. I could very well eat my words. Aaron Rodgers could give us one of the best seasons in a while. Aaron Rodgers could give us our first playoff victory since 2016. I could eat my words, and I would love nothing more to. I just can't expect anything greater than last year.
I'm not,
because it's the same situation. It's the same situation. It's just Aaron Rodgers is a lot older.
I'm not a believer in that. I'm not. Again, I understand the Steelers' mentality, their mindset, what they want to do, what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't believe it because I've witnessed it with an aging Big Ben and Russell Wilson literally last year. They went down this path. They went down this road with aging quarterbacks, and it led to one and done. It led to a failure of a season, to an embarrassing loss in the playoffs. You go down that path again, you're just going to go down the same road.
Right.
You're going to have what I fear is going to be the exact same result as the previous quarterbacks I just mentioned.
I agree.
And you said, and Schefter reported that Mike Tomlin was at the helm of this.
Yes.
He was the guy that wanted it.
Yes.
Then this is solely on Mike Tomlin then.
And no matter
this is on Mike Tomlin's lap.
And no matter how this goes, either Mike Tomlin could look like a complete genius, or he could go into one of his other mishaps at the quarterback position again, which he's not good at.
I mean, he's already being criticized. We criticized him for several years now. But he was already heavily criticized just after the collapse of last year alone.
But let's say
heavily.
Aaron Rodgers comes in and gives us an absolute dumpster of a season. Mike Tomlin's first losing season. This is a complete failure on the Steelers' part, on Mike Tomlin's part. It still doesn't change Mike Tomlin's job.
No, because Art Rooney will not threaten Mike Tomlin. He will not do anything towards Mike Tomlin because he firmly, obviously firmly believes in Mike Tomlin enough for Tomlin to be at the helm of this situation.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to wait a little while longer. A month later, yeah, just a little while longer. Because he believes in Mike Tomlin. And I don't know why. Because I don't anymore. That belief of Mike Tomlin and him leading the charge has been gone.
And that's why, Rodgers or not, I was expecting the same season. But now that Rodgers has completely, or not officially signed yet, he will. He is finally set to sign with the Steelers tomorrow. He'll fly into Pittsburgh tomorrow to sign the contract. I think it just confirms that we're going to have the same season all over again. Again, I could be wrong, but Aaron Rodgers could, have like a Brett Favre situation with the Vikings, where I think they went to what, the championship
The
game?
NFC Championship game against the Saints.
Before
yes.
he threw that stupid interception.
Yeah.
He could have a Brett Favre Viking situation. I just can't expect it.
I can't agree with the Steelers' mentality or mindset. At least their direction of it.
Right.
I'm all for the mentality, but at the same time, I'm all for taking a step back and acknowledging that, listen, we are nowhere near where we think we are.
Right.
And we got to take a step back. We got to take at least a year. Just a year. All I ask is one. Just so that you can fill certain holes, you can see who you can have to run with for down the road for the future. The offensive line, see who sticks out, who progresses, who shows out.
Right.
Roman Wilson, is he the number 2 wide receiver? Can he stick out? How's the running back room going? How consistent can they be? Who can shine? Who can stand out on defense? Rather than go with yet another aging quarterback, vie for a championship, only for the same result that I fear.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm right there with you.
I feel like
But
the Steelers, in my opinion, they need to acknowledge that they got to have a mini rebuild. But obviously, the signing means that they are just going to delay that.
See,
they refuse to acknowledge that.
I completely agree. But my feeling is, Aaron Rodgers or not, it was going to lead to the same result, in my opinion.
I mean, I said despite the quarterback, we were going 9-8.
Yeah, me too.
And if they edge into the wild card, they just got lucky.
And that's still my prediction with Aaron Rodgers, 9-8.
I mean, under Mike Tomlin moving forward, I mean, all I see is 9-8.
Maybe 10-7. He might make a game or two difference, maybe.
And maybe we finally beat the Bears.
No. Listen, he might own the Bears in Chicago, but I'm telling you, that curse ain't being reversed. Not in Chicago.
Well, we'll find out come week 12
if he makes it that far.
But under Mike Tomlin, I'm always going to see 9-8. And yeah, that's the Steelers, staying where they have been, basically in the middle right there.
Yeah.
But still, without A-Rod, you still could have acknowledged that, hey, even at the quarterback position, see what you got.
Well, regardless, it was always going to be one of those years where we're going to have this guy for a year and get our next. It was always going to be a bridge. Aaron Rodgers or not. Which is why I'm going to have to be a lot more accepting of it now, seeing that it's official. Either way, my expectations remain the same. I'm not getting hype. I'm not getting my expectations too high just because, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers quarterback. It finally happened. This is history. Nothing of my expectation is gaining in any sort of way. Not. I'm going to keep my same expectation, which is going to make the season maybe a little more interesting. Because, again, either he's going to lead us, in my personal opinion, to a one and done or the worst season ever. There's literally no in between here. But I felt like without A-Rod, it was going to be that way. It's just now Aaron Rodgers is officially here. So regardless, we have to accept it.
Just like, heading into the free agency period, the initial free agency period, the quarterback options were very slim. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
There were discussions of Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins even, and of course, the unknown future of Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for their Steeler careers.
Right.
We all knew that was going to be a bridge, no matter what. But considering, what went down and how free agency went down and Fields going to the Jets, Russ going to the Giants, and waiting on A-Rod and whatnot, us re-signing Mason Rudolph, us selecting Will Howard, I've stated several times my preference was to run with Rudolph and Howard because regardless, it was going to be a bridge.
Yes.
But at least if you're running with Mason and Rudolph, you acknowledge, all right, it's a mini rebuild.
Yes, because what you're saying is the mindset with what we had literally 12 hours ago was let's run with these two guys and, let's just See how the season goes.
Yeah, see how far we can
Compared
go.
to now, the Steelers' mindset with Aaron Rodgers is we're going all in.
Yes.
I can't envision that.
No, because they did it last year.
Literally last
They
year.
tried last year, and we also know the end result.
And they tried that several years ago in Ben's last season, and it ended in
the same result.
the same result.
I mean, we said that's like our third time saying it. It's like we sound like a broken record, but that's just the fear.
So
that will continue to be the fear.
So I get what you're saying in criticizing the Steelers' mindset. I don't disagree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Me as a Steelers fan, I'm just going to be in my own comfort of, we'll see what happens. I'm not a fan of it. We'll just see what happens. Either way, I wasn't expecting much. I was already settling for the year of the bridge. Aaron Rodgers doesn't change that for me.
No, I mean, A-Rod, he's going to be a Steeler very soon, in just a matter of hours, really. So it is what it is. A-Rod will be quarterback one, and I will hope for the best, and I will root for A-Rod because I never disliked A-Rod. I never disliked the player or the person and whatnot. I just don't agree with the Steelers' vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was nothing against A-Rod. I don't think A-Rod is still in his prime. He's way out of his prime. Is he serviceable? To an extent, in my opinion. I just didn't agree with the Steelers' vision. But I just got to live with it. But I agree.
We have to.
Whatever happens is whatever's going to happen.
So,
But
what do the Steelers do now? There's one thing they have to do now.
They got to get a wide receiver too.
They do.
They have to.
They have to. Like, if their focus is let's go all in, you better make one of the bigger wide receiver 2 moves that you can. Who's out there? Who could be out there? I don't know. I know Terry McLaurin is not in good graces with the Commanders right now. I'm not even going to get started on that. We're not going down that road again.
I just want to say this quick. It's like whatever random receiver, they could be a free agent, they could be on the trade block, they could request a trade, or they could be in contract dispute with their current team. Steeler! You're a Steeler. You're a Steeler. You're a Steeler. Every wide receiver is a Steeler.
Just like this Aaron Rodgers news. I'm not getting my hopes up. If you want, listen, that's your right as a Steelers fan. I'm not. Not until something of serious concrete surfaces. But now the Steelers, they have to get a wide receiver too. There's no choice. They have no choice. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Who that's going to be, I don't know. Maybe they go all in with Roman Wilson. But the fact that they are calling multiple teams to add someone opposite DK, and they brought in Gabe Davis for a visit today, that tells me that, yeah, they might want to go in on Roman Wilson, but they're not going all in on Roman Wilson. So they're still trying to add somebody. I love nothing more than to give Roman Wilson the opportunity, but the Steelers are clearly looking other directions.
No.
They're still talking. They reignited talks with the Dolphins about Jonnu Smith, which apparently that's not happening anymore. We'll see if anything else happens. Donald Parham, unfortunately, tore his Achilles in OTAs.
Brutal. That's brutal.
He's done for the 2025 season. That's unfortunate. But that explains why the Steelers are going after Jonnu Smith. Keep in mind, if they acquire Jonnu Smith, he's going to need a contract extension, which means he will probably get somewhere around $8 to $10 million.
And they just extended Freiermuth just last offseason.
For $12 million a
Are they
year.
going to extend another tight end?
Why?
And I question Smith's usage of the tight ends in the passing game. Is he going to get them involved?
Yeah, we discussed that in a video last week. But they are surfacing, or they're looking for other teams to see, what receivers could surface for trade calls. They're looking other directions. So nothing's imminent. Nothing's really going to happen. We don't really have any other names out there that have been reported, but plenty of time from now and until, of course, the regular season. So that's the Steelers' main focus now, is they got this Aaron Rodgers saga all cleaned up. It's done. It's finished. The wait is over. No more stupid nonsense. No more cryptic quotes from him at Q&As or whatever.
And listen,
nothing else. It's over. So now their main focus is let's get a wide receiver too.
I am glad it's finally over. It's not the result I would have preferred, but again, it is what it is. I'm just glad that this whole saga is finally done and we can finally move forward.
Yeah. I mean, we have to come to terms with it. Eventually we will. And then whatever happens, happens. That's kind of the mindset I'm in now. Is obviously I didn't want this to happen because of what Rob has been stating pretty much all stream. The Steelers' mindset, they're delusional. But this is always going to happen. So I got to be in the mindset, you know what? Nothing changes in terms of expectations.
No.
Let's see what happens. This could be one of those seasons where you don't know where it's going to go. But if you have your expectations low or kind of in the middle, you just kind of just, I would say you would, what's the word I'm looking for? You would brace for anything, really. You know what I'm saying? As a Steelers fan. That's kind of how I'm picturing this season. I'm still all focused on the young guys and the rookies and the guys coming into their third, second, first seasons. That's my main focus this year. Not Aaron Rodgers and what he could do for us. My main focus is still on the guys that are going to be here post-2025. The future guys, the ideal future. The rookie classes the last 3 years. That's my main focus. I want to see what Caleb Johnson's going to do. I want to see what Peyton Wilson's going to do. I want to see if Roman and Troy can stay healthy. I want to see if Broderick Jones can actually stop with his penalties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What JBJ can learn from a guy like Darius Slay.
What's Derek Carman going to do? What's Y.A. Black going to bring to the nose position?
What's Keanu Ben going to do in his third
How's
year?
Mason McCormick going to do? This is what I'm mainly...
Zach Frazier.
That's what I'm mainly focused on for this year is what are these young guys going to bring and what's their impact going to be? What's their progression? What can we look forward to with these guys? Because that is ideally the future in the new faces of this team. That's what I'm focused on, not Aaron Rodgers. It's just now, as much as I don't like it, I have to support Aaron Rodgers because he's the quarterback.
And now this will be the 5th straight season where the Steelers will have a different starting quarterback.
Yes. Ravenator says, Rodgers is the nail in your coffin. That's coming from a Ravens fan, bro. Well, as long as he stays healthy, we will see a Steelers-Ravens matchup of Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. 6 years ago, I would have been excited for that.
Hoorah.
Hoorah. But yes,
five straight seasons with a different starting quarterback. 2021 was Ben Roethlisberger. 2022 was Mitch Trubisky.
Oh, God.
2023 was Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
2024 was Justin Fields. And 2025, Aaron Rodgers.
So is Aaron Rodgers better than all those guys? The answer is yes. But he's also 41 years old.
Yes, he is.
And no matter how you expect this season or whatever your hype is about it, he's the bridge. I don't think he's the guy that furthers his team or that takes us to new heights in the promised land. Oh my God, he's finally going to get us a Super Bowl because he robbed us once. He's probably going to rob us again, guys.
Wasn't it RG3 that said that the Steelers are contenders?
Yes, and RG3 is an idiot.
Yeah, the Steelers are not Super Bowl contenders with a 41-year-old A-Rod. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't.
Name a team who consistently hits on quarterbacks coming off a Hall of Fame guy. The Packers, that's it. Listen, I don't know. The Packers must be in good graces with the NFL football gods because, listen, there's not many teams that can do this.
Listen, the Packers are in good graces. The Jets are not.
No.
The Jets are not.
Well, clearly we aren't either.
No. No, as a matter of fact, I'm glad you mentioned that because I've seen this tweet from Schefter. Now, this is just his opinion and whatnot.
This
It's
is
not a
comical,
report,
actually.
But I just found this laughable. Steelers and Aaron Rodgers need each other. The Steelers have lost 6 straight playoff games, their longest postseason losing streak in team history.
Yeah, who's the fault for that?
Yeah. And Rodgers hasn't won a playoff game since the 2020 divisional playoff game, which was a 32-18 win against the Rams on January 16th, 2021, which was 1,601 days ago.
So, because two parties haven't won a playoff game
Just suck in the playoffs.
and so long, they're needed for each other. I don't think that it's going to go the way he thinks.
Again, I get what Schefter's going there, but I don't think that's a great.
No,
thing.
that's not what he's trying to insinuate it as. That to me, that's like a match made in hell.
Yeah, really.
We're in our longest playoff win drought since pre-immaculate reception. And you got Aaron Rodgers, who, in my opinion, has been a playoff choker for a long time now.
Keep in mind, the last time he won MVP, which was, 3 years ago, which is crazy. He won one and done against San Fran.
Yeah.
So.
Now, another stat I saw is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Someone in the chat, please let me know. I believe that the combined touchdown passes we've had since Ben's retired is 25. Not 25 in one season, 25 total since 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's where I read it. Aaron Rodgers had 28 alone last year.
Damn.
Yeah.
25?
Combined, I believe.
Because
We don't score a lot.
Kenny barely threw touchdowns. Mitch barely threw touchdowns. He threw more interceptions.
You see, what's weird is, that's interesting because I heard the same thing with Russell Wilson last year because he threw 26 touchdowns
Yeah.
with the Broncos in his last year.
Yes.
And although, yes, he was hurt for the majority of the season, he only threw 16 last year. I mean, that's 16 in how many games?
So he missed 6 games, so that's 11. If my math is mathing, if it's correct.
But still, I mean, wow. So is Aaron Rodgers an upgrade over what we've had? Yeah, probably. I would say yes. I just don't think he takes us to where the Steelers think he'll take them. You can think that all you want. Feel free. Every Steelers fan has their own opinion. They're right. They have the right to it. I can't buy the hype. I'm not feeling the signing at all. I'm not.
No.
I'm just happy the wait is over. I'm happy we don't have to wait no more. I'm happy that he's actually going to be at minicamp next week on June 10th for mandatory minicamp, and he's actually going to participate with his football team. Now, I'm not sure if he had a playbook. I don't know if he had Arthur Smith's playbook. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe when he met with the Steelers in April, I believe he did get Arthur Smith's playbook. So I'm sure he's already familiar with the playbook.
Well, being there for 6 hours, I would have to envision that he
Yeah.
took a look.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's already familiar with the playbook and everything. But I'm just glad that he will actually be active in off-season programs at minicamp. He will participate with his team, and then he'll be ready for training camp in Latrobe, which the dates have been announced.
Yes.
And I'm already looking at a specific Saturday we can go down there for.
All right.
Just putting it out there.
I hear you.
Just putting it out there. I feel like I got to get back to Latrobe
We
this
haven't
year.
been down there in a while. No.
That'd be very
It's
interesting.
been a minute.
That'd be very interesting.
Imagine
Aaron Rodgers and Latrobe.
Imagine the first time we go back there, and I can't even tell you the last time we went there, and
If you're
A-Rod's
not
there.
down with that, we've got two
Eddie
words
T.
for you.
He says, I might buy an A-Rod jersey.
No,
LOL.
Eddie T. And I have a question for you, my brother here, and everyone else in the chat. What number is he wearing?
8.
Is it?
Corliss Waitman isn't wearing 8. I mean, he is now.
He's
not
the
gonna
current
keep it.
holder.
He's not going to keep it. I believe Cameron Johnston's healthy. Waitman was a very good fill-in from week 2 until the end of the season.
Yes.
I don't think Waitman keeps 8. He's not wearing 12. I'll tell you that right now.
No, and Terry Bradshaw will not give him his blessing.
No.
Bradshaw said, bro, just stay in
I
California.
don't even think Joe Namath gave him his blessing to wear 12 with the Jets. Broadway
I
Joe?
don't think he did, no. I mean, I think A-Rod ultimately elected to go back to his college number. I think in general.
Right.
So he could buy out 8, which, I mean, if you're A-Rod, that's easy to do. But I can't envision seeing him wear another number. I think that would just be weird.
It's going to be 8.
It's
So we're
gotta
gonna
be
have we're gonna have 8 at quarterback again. Far
No-
superior than
number-
Kenny Pickett, but that's also not saying
No,
much.
number 8 for the Steelers just doesn't have a great resume.
To me, it's cursed now. Like, number 8 might be considered solid to you guys because of Tommy Maddox before Ben. I can't look at 8 the same.
I remember
can't.
number 8 of Melvin Ingram. He was here half a season.
Yeah.
I remember Kenny Pickett. Waitman was a good 8. He's been a good 8.
I can't look at 8 without thinking of Kenny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's damaged. That number is now damaged.
Yes, it is.
It's damaged in my mind. I can't look at it any differently.
You guys are going to have to sell your Waitman jerseys. Well, listen, if you got a Corliss Waitman jersey, bro,
Somebody check on Waitman, man. He's not gonna have his number no more.
It's all right.
Don't check on Mason, bro.
No, he's not taking Boswell's number, bro. He is not taking Boswell's number.
No. Boswell has earned that number.
I'm almost at the point where they should make it unofficially retired. Because, the Steelers, they only have, what, 2, I believe, retired jersey? No, 3.
No, 3 now.
3.
Yeah.
Ernie Staltner, 70. Joe Green, 75. And, of course, Michael Harris. They only have 3 officially retired jersey numbers, but there's so many jersey numbers that are unofficially retired, such as 12, such as 86, such as 58, 59,
43.
52, 47. All those should be retired because you all know who have worn those legendary numbers.
And you could argue that Hayward's number could be unofficially retired
Yeah.
when he hangs it up. You could
TJ
argue
Watt,
TJ Watt.
absolutely. 100%. No one is ever wearing 90 ever again.
I mean, he's the only Steeler so far, maybe even ever at this point, with over 100 sacks.
I still find it weird that 26 wasn't officially or unofficially retired, but I mean, I am so in consideration of making number 9 unofficially retired when Boswell goes.
As a matter of fact,
that's how much we are grateful for Boswell.
forever grateful for Boswell. And
We're gonna
as a matter of fact, he would not be the first kicker for the Steelers to have his number unofficially retired because Gary Anderson wore number 1.
Yep.
He was a long-time Steelers kicker and a good one at that many years ago. His number is unofficially retired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Anderson was a good kicker, and Boswell, he's been a fabulous kicker. He was the NFL points leader.
Right.
Pro Bowl. Just clutch. Reliable.
Real Talk in the chat says Rodgers is a huge upgrade. Yes, he is old. Yes, last year wasn't his best, but he is 2 years now removed from injury and should be much, much better. I'd hope so. I would hope so. I don't think he's a huge upgrade, but is he an upgrade? Sure. He could be a huge upgrade. I mean, the ceiling, in my opinion, isn't that high, but maybe I'm not looking up far enough. But I will say he is an upgrade. It's just I didn't want him at quarterback because I think that, like Rob stated, the Steelers' vision just, you know what I'm saying? I just don't.
I can't get my hopes up on it. I just can't believe in it. I used to be that fan. Every year I used to be.
Right.
This is our chance. This is our year. Come on, let's go. The Killer Bees. Come on. The defense is getting better. Come on. But then it got to a point, it's just the same song and dance, just the same movie.
Yeah. Yeah. After a while, you just kind of just like, this again? Really? Here we go again. So that's kind of my expectation.
Until proven otherwise.
And until proven otherwise, that won't be until Mike Tomlin leaves. That's just how I feel. Especially about this Aaron Rodgers. I think that just solidifies it for me. But
Steelers suck.
yes, they do.
Yes, Rocky.
Sebi,
yes.
sub to the SteelTwins. Appreciate you. Shout out to Rocky, by the way.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Rocky. Love Rocky. I don't think I have his jersey.
I do.
I got to get his jersey. But
I got a jersey. It's an away jersey. It's the white jersey.
But listen, if Aaron Rodgers is much better than what we're expecting, listen, I will gladly eat crow. I will eat my words. I will. I 100% will. But I just...
Listen, I would love nothing more than that. If A-Rod were to pull a Tom Brady, quote unquote.
Even a Brett Favre with the Vikings.
That's like, okay, I see you. All right, good.
But I'll be real with you, I can't picture this no more than just a Phillip Rivers with the Colts.
No. Or even a Matt Ryan with the Colts.
That Matt Ryan, hey, that season was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
They got so bad, they put Jeff Saturday in at head coach.
Yeah, that was
I don't think we'll be that bad.
No, not that bad, but I mean,
their last good season. I'd say the Colts' last good season was with Phillip Rivers.
Well, they went to the playoffs.
Was that 2020? They went 1 and done.
Yeah, they did.
11-6.
So yeah, I could see that.
That's kind of how I envision it. Maybe their ceiling, the Steelers season this year with Aaron Rodgers is Phillip Rivers with the Colts. It seems like the Steelers are turning into the Colts.
Colts 2.0.
Oh man,
they rely on aging quarterbacks.
Yeah, just keep signing them. Just keep signing them. They even traded for Wentz. Remember that? They traded a first for him.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Oof. Right, what the hell was that about? Was it reach? Whatever.
Yeah, I can't get hype about it. If you can, listen, by all means, kudos to you. I can't. But regardless, we have to settle for it. This is reality. Like, I can't believe, like, last year was bizarre to me because, oh my God, Russell Wilson, a Pittsburgh Steeler, who would have thought?
Yeah, it's like, well, first of all, the Steelers never do this type of stuff.
No. Well, we're also
not under Kevin Colbert, they never did.
Well, first of all, we were so used to Ben that any other quarterback of name value was foreign.
Right.
So when Russell Wilson was like, wow, that's still bizarre to see. Even halfway through, I was like, wow, this is weird.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of getting the same vibe with Aaron Rodgers. It's just, I feel a little less about it because I went through this with Russ last year. Like we're doing this again.
Yeah.
Like we always say, same old Steelers or same song and dance or same season all over again. Literally, same coaching staff, another aging quarterback, the highest paid defense, again, an O-line that is still trying to be glued together. Just hope for the best. This year, just hope for the best.
So
it could be better than it could be better than I'm anticipating. I don't want to rule it out. I just can't expect it. Maybe I'm wrong.
At this moment, I just don't feel anything with the signing.
No.
I don't, but let's go Aaron.
Nice Choke said, I'd rather watch A-Rod than Mason. We don't rebuild, we retool. Maybe they should rebuild. You know?
That's my argument.
Maybe they should rebuild. But yeah, the way they say, they don't rebuild, they reload or whatever. I suppose.
They're reloading all right, but, you know, like, eventually you run out of ammunition.
Yeah.
Does the ammunition last long enough, though?
No. Not when we got all these aging guys for a year. Reynolds, Slay, Rodgers, Woods.
Who's next?
Keenan Allen.
They brought in Gabe Davis. Why not Keenan Allen for a free agency visit?
I could see it.
Is he healthy?
Raven Air says you need more than hope. Yeah, what's greater than hope? I've seen several delusional Steelers fans calling Rodgers to the Steelers and another Peyton Manning to Denver.
No, it is nowhere near the realm of Peyton Manning to the Denver Broncos.
No.
Get out of here with that. No.
Listen, the media is going to hype this up because Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin, oh my God. Whoopee shit. Again, 6 years ago, I could have been excited about this. Now, bro, this is like John Cena's heel turn. It's not going to go as we thought it would.
It's actually pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
And I fear it's not going to get any better.
I don't know, man. Tomlin likes these land before time quarterbacks. I think he likes the veteran. He likes the veterans. He likes the experience.
It's always him and veterans.
Yeah.
And he gives these veterans like veteran day offs and whatnot. Here's another concern I have. How often is A-Rod going to be practicing? Like, you know, preparing for game days and
I have
whatnot?
no idea. Could it be like Ben where he had every Wednesday off?
I wouldn't have A-Rod do that.
No.
He hasn't earned that.
No.
I don't care if he's a veteran or if he's 41 years old. No, you were the new team.
Well,
You're
Russ,
going to practice.
I don't even think Russ even did that.
I'm not sure if he did. No, I don't think he did.
No.
Then again, Russ never came off as the guy who's like, hey, I want a rest day.
No, Russ was actually, you know, he has that leadership capability to him. I don't think Rodgers does. I don't. I think he's a child. I don't think he has leadership qualities. Does he have a lot of knowledge? Obviously.
Matter of fact,
you don't have a career like that without a lot of football IQ.
Matter of fact, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't A-Rod not once play in the preseason for the Jets last year?
I don't know. I don't even think that's big of a deal.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, the chemistry wasn't really there to start off.
Wasn't there at all.
It wasn't, no, but I mean, like, chemistry and communication with your players. If you're a quarterback like A-Rod, I mean, you need to have that chemistry leading up into the regular season.
Would Mike Tomlin
Doesn't matter how early it is.
Would Mike Tomlin risk Aaron Rodgers getting hurt in the preseason?
A series of 2 won't hurt.
What if it does? It took 3 plays 2 years ago, Rob. 3 plays.
Yeah, and he held up he was pretty durable last year outside of a bit of soreness.
Yeah.
Just a series or two.
I
At the
don't
very
I don't
least.
disagree. I don't know. I don't know if Tomlin's going to do that.
Is he going to be safe about it? Is he going to live in his fears about? I don't know, man.
I would more so give more opportunity for Will Howard.
Yeah, I mean, like
I stated before.
no. I'm absolutely fine and dealing with that. I'm all for that. Give him the entire second half.
Yeah. I mean,
They'll probably give Skylar Thompson some reps.
Well, that's another thing. Omar Khan now has his 4 quarterbacks for training camp. He has Aaron Rodgers. He has Mason Rudolph. He has Will Howard. He has Skylar Thompson.
Yes, he does.
He's got his 4 quarterbacks. Now his focus should be wide receiver too. It should be.
I would imagine that it will be.
But I think this signing, if any positive, if any great's going to come out of it, it's for Will Howard. It is.
And that is a positive. I mean, we all know the type of competitor Will Howard is. He's highly into football. He loves the game. He loves the sport. And he wants to continue to prove that he belongs and he wants to be great. He wants to be something for whatever team he reps.
He's already a smart quarterback. He soaks things up like a sponge. So learning from a Hall of Fame first ballot guy like A-Rod is going to do him wonders. I don't think he plays this year, now being officially the 3, unless, of course, A-Rod gets hurt. Or if Arthur Smith wants to do some packages, since he's mobile, they could do that just to get a little of experience under his belt. But that redshirting for Will Howard, I think that could do him very good. That way, in year 2, he could battle with the rookie quarterback that we're inevitably going to draft.
Yeah, projectedly, yeah. I don't entirely hate that.
I don't.
Howard sitting his rookie year.
Like that's the most comfort that I have with this Aaron Rodgers signing is now Will Howard's going to be able to learn from him.
Right.
Aaron Rodgers isn't the greatest mentor. He's not the greatest person in the world, but I mean, you can't deny, his IQ or his knowledge or his experience or his greatness.
His intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrific. So I think Will Howard learning from him, that's going to do him so well.
Yeah.
That could be the biggest positive out of this entire signing for me. Otherwise, Will Howard's not going to play. So for all the Will Howard stands, for all the Will Howard fans like myself, expect him to be redshirted, unless, of course, they run 3 quarterbacks, which they never do.
No, they don't.
They always have at least one inactive quarterback. That's going to be Will Howard.
No, so what you're looking at is, of course, A-Rod, and they're not going to bench him whatsoever. Depends on how A-Rod plays. Mason has the primary number 2, and Will Howard most likely just redshirting his rookie season.
Right.
Knock on wood, unless anything were to go down with A-Rod injury-wise, then Mason would have to come in. And knock on wood, if anything were to come down, then Howard's name will have to be pulled. Will have to be called. And that would just be very chaotic for the 2025 season.
We could have a very Saints quarterback situation like they did last year. We don't know. We could have a 2019 situation all over again. We don't know. We don't know how the season's going to go. Which is kind of why this Aaron Rodgers signing makes it a little more interesting. I mean, with Mason and Howard, you still didn't know. Maybe you had a little more lower expectations. With Aaron Rodgers, it could go either way. But things could happen. And then we could get a whole 2019 situation all over again. The season's going to be interesting. That's all I know. I think Aaron Rodgers doesn't do too much for us, but I think he makes this season just a little more, I don't want to say exciting, because I can't get too excited about this season. I don't want to say exciting, and I don't want to say interesting, but more like, what's the word? Because I don't think interesting or exciting are the right words. It makes it more, I can't find the word. I'm drawing a blank.
Focus, maybe?
No, not focus. It makes it kind of,
It's not intriguing you're thinking of, is
no,
it?
absolutely not.
No. I'm not intrigued by A-Rod.
For lack of better terms, I'll just use interesting. I can't find the word. Maybe someone in the chat. Compelling? There you go. I think that's a good word. Yes. Drama? Yes. That's a hilarious word, Bruce. Intriguing, compelling, yes.
Drama is what we need, exactly.
Yeah, got rid of a drama queen just to bring in the biggest one of them all. Steelers mentality. Steelers, I don't know.
The standard is the standard.
Yep. How much money does our hero get? Rodgers? I don't know.
Well, he said money was never the issue.
I'm not worried about the money either.
I don't think it's anything crazy. I
No.
don't. I think it's, if I had to assume or project, at most maybe for A-Rod terms,
20 million max.
I was going to say 16 mil.
Okay, that's even better.
I was going to say 16.
I'm happy says if they wouldn't have signed Rodgers, they may have brung in Cousins. Yuck. Yeah, that's the biggest win here is we didn't get Cousins. No one wanted Cousins.
No.
He sucks.
If I had to choose between Kirk or A-Rod,
I'm taking A-Rod.
if I had to, A-Rod.
Like, gun to my head and I had to make a decision, I don't like either, but I'd have to go A-Rod.
Kirk is just not good no more.
No.
He's not. And that money,
Well, listen, no offense to Cousins. What has he ever won? He's like Dak. What has Dak done? Steal $60 million a year from the Cowboys. That's all he's done.
yeah.
He hasn't done them anything.
But hey, he's got CD and Pickens to throw to.
I have no idea. Isaac, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not going to listen. I'm not gonna read his comments.
I see it.
I'm not.
I see it. I'll just go along.
Jeremy says, Steelers sign P. Diddy. Wow.
What?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that comment today.
Andrew Tate is a GOAT. You guys think Tomlin will get fired once that losing season comes
No, it's not.
in this year?
It's not. And I don't think that. Dude, he has the most safe seat in the entire NFL. Safer than Campbell, safer than Andy Reid. Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere. We all know this.
No. And again, Art Rooney will not push Tomlin to change.
No.
He won't.
He has no spine. Neither of them do, actually. But let's say Mike Tomlin has his first losing season, right? Let's say he has his first losing season this year. Art Rooney II, or Art the Clown is what we like to call him. He'll look at that and like, oh, wow, well, listen, one losing season.
He will literally say that at the end of season press conference.
One losing season in what, 20 years? 19 years? That's not so bad. You know, some coaches get that in 5 straight years. And
If a coach gets that in 5 straight years, they're fired.
If coach gets that in 5 straight years, that organization needs.
If any other coach did what Tomlin did last year, they would not have a job.
Sign Dree Archer, sign Mike Wallace. Listen, I think you're stuck in 20 and Madden, what, 14, 15? Which, by the way, I've seen the cover for the new Madden. I've seen it just looks the same. Oh my God, they got new broadcast teams, halftime shows. Like, I'm not going to skip it.
Oh my God, weather conditions affect players in the game. They can slip and whatnot.
Like, it didn't do that last year. You know how many times I've had a fucking snow or a rain game and the quarterback slips on a drop back? Now they're saying, oh, wow, we got new features. It's not new.
Listen.
Or, oh my God, wide receivers slip off their break or off their routes. Yeah, like that didn't happen 4 games ago. Acting like it's new. It's not.
I have not bought a Madden game since, I want to say, Lamar was on the cover. What was that, 21 or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't play Madden. I hardly play video games nowadays anyway, but
Yeah, me neither.
I'm not getting Madden. I'm not paying however much money it is. I'm not going to get any addition. I'm not buying Madden.
I'll get college football.
Go
I
ahead
got
get college football.
I got college football last year.
If there's a positive I'll give Madden, it's the cover star. Saquon's the right choice.
Yeah.
It was either him or Jamar Chase. But of course they went Barkley because Barkley's a stud. He won a championship.
I hate how they recreated the photo. You can't just like take the snippet of a photo and give the photographer royalties. You got to recreate your own shit with, like, I don't know. It's just.
Or remember the
feels
old
cheap.
remember the old Maddens, like specifically Madden 10 or 11 with Troy Polamalu, Larry Fitzgerald on Madden 10, or Drew Brees in 11 with
Oh, dude.
like sketched art or whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, creative,
Yeah,
more so creative designs.
They
on
put
the
effort
cover.
into it. Yeah. They put effort into
I
the
kind of
game.
wish they kind of went back to that, but I don't know.
Yes, Andrew Tate is the GOAT. Says we are all expecting a repeat of last year. Yes. That's me.
How can we not?
In fact, I'm going to put that. First of all, there's a poll in the chat. Does Aaron Rodgers lead the Steelers to a playoff win? 54% say yes. So I'm going to put in the chat. Will 2025 be a repeat of 2024? Or should I say a repeat of the last 7 years?
It's just last year was just the worst. It was worse than 2020. It was really that bad.
Yes. No. Okay. Record prediction. If you guys have any record predictions, let us know. My record prediction remains 9-8.
Same here.
Never changed. I just, I don't see the big difference.
No, 9-8.
I'm not denying he's better. I'm not denying that, he could be an upgrade. I just don't think he's that big of an upgrade. With the all offensive concerns and obviously his age, his mobility, the O-line issues that are still a problem, still growing pains there.
So you mentioned mobility because we know A-Rod is not mobile no more. I do remember Tomlin saying he preferred mobility at the quarterback position. The only one you have is Will Howard.
Yeah, and he's going to redshirt all year.
Yeah, so the mobility aspect in the quarterback position is not there at all.
Okay, I'll put it this way. The ceiling for the Steelers with Aaron Rodgers is 10-7. The floor is 9-8. That's how much of a difference I think he makes.
One game. Matter of fact, let's look at the schedule.
And again, I could be wrong. We could be looking at this from 6 months from now, and I could look like a fool. Or I could look like the smartest man in the world. I don't know.
Maybe we beat the Patriots week 3 because I have that etched as a loss. Maybe.
No, Flacco will never be a Steeler. No, he's the Browns starting quarterback.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett's not winning it. Dylan Gabriel, I don't think he wins it. Sanders, I don't.
Dr. Nova says, I'm not a Rodgers fan. I'm not a Rodgers fan, but step back to where with what aside from what they've done, they have 12 picks. They're not going to tank, period. No, they never were. They never were. That's why my prediction was always 9-8, no matter who the quarterback was.
Yeah.
Mason or not. Rodgers or not. The Steelers don't tank. Mike Tomlin doesn't tank. He had how many seasons to tank? He never did. He's had some of the worst quarterback situations that I've seen in my lifetime, literally, because all I knew was Ben. And he still led them to winning seasons, which, to his credit, but also, bro, have you not learned anything from an aging Ben or Russ last year? What are we doing here?
Obviously not.
What are we doing here? Trade for Baby Hand? No, I don't want to trade for him. No, he could stay. He could stay in Cleveland, bro. That's where he belongs.
Stop trolling.
Deshaun Elliott said, leave his ass at the retirement home. And then he made a tweet. Do you have the tweet up?
I just seen it. Let me get back
He
to
had a tweet that said...
Here it is. He says... He replied to it. He said, yo, I was trolling. It's a picture of LeBron peeking.
Oh, my God. No, Elliott was right the first time. I think no matter what, Mason will end up starting games because A-Rod is 41, going off 42, and his body will naturally decline, I feel, says Merckx. Could go that way.
Especially depending on the offensive line play.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his O-line last year with the Jets was not good. It was really bad. And A-Rod said, like, yeah, I'm sore. I'm hurt. I'm sore.
Nathan says, I am changing my Kenny Pickett number to Rodgers' name on my jersey. Yeah, just tape over it.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a picture yet.
Whatever you do, do not take that tape off.
I'm surprised I haven't seen a picture yet. I think it's only a matter of time.
I'm glad I never got a Kenny Pickett jersey. I never got a Pickens jersey.
Nope.
I used to buy jerseys rapidly based off of player performance. Like, I bought James Conner. I mean, how could I not?
I'm not ashamed of that.
No, me
I'm
neither.
not ashamed of that. I love Conner.
I got Juju. I'm not ashamed of that, but he didn't stay here long enough. He didn't. He stayed here, what, 5 seasons?
5 seasons. Still mad respect for Juju.
Who else? I used to get player jerseys at the wazoo because of what they did earlier on, right? In the Killer Bee era, right?
I bought a Najee jersey. I actually have 2 of them still.
I bought Najee too. But now I feel like experience has taught me you got to hold back on these jerseys.
Yeah.
Because, like, Pickens, as great as he was, he's not here no more.
No.
And I'm so glad I didn't buy his jersey because he'll never be a Steeler again. Ever again.
Yeah. I had this one away jersey. I didn't buy it. It was a Christmas gift gifted to me from my brother-in-law. Shout out to you if you're watching. he gifted me a Chase Claypool jersey. And I appreciated it in the moment. And I was like, all right, cool, because Claypool had a solid rookie season, but that was it.
Right.
I ended up donating it away because I served no purpose for
No,
me.
why would you keep a Claypool jersey?
I mean, he's just bad. He's just awful.
Yeah, I know.
If you're not down with that, we've got 2 words for you.
Eddie T with a $1.99. You did get Kenny Pickett's out.
You called me out. I forgot about that. That was like $10. It was like $10.
It was a makeshift terrible towel from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was
I bought one
$10
too.
It was $10 on the corner of Art Rooney Drive by Heinz Field.
No lie. The day after Pickett got selected, we went to, I think it was Rally House, downtown in Pittsburgh, just across the street from Heinz Field.
Correct.
They had, all sorts of merchandise, Steelers merchandise, Penguins merchandise, Pirates merchandise. They even had Panthers merchandise, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, everything you can think of.
And I'm not a diehard Panthers fan. If I had to pick a college football team, it's the Pittsburgh Panthers, but I'm not a passionate fan of that. But there was a Hail to Pitt shirt.
Hail to Pickett.
Hail to Pickett. We bought that the day after Pickett was drafted.
Yeah, that's how much we backed our quarterback, and he sucked. He's garbage.
The hand difference between him and Flacco
It's hilarious.
It's very funny.
But yeah, we didn't buy his jersey, thankfully, but we did buy a Kenny Pickett towel, which
That
is
was
now,
the closest I got.
it is far gone away. But yeah,
Oh.
we what?
Steelers just made it official.
Oh,
Steelers just 2 minutes ago. We have agreed to terms with
Are you
quarterback
serious?
Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year contract pending a completion of a physical.
he'll complete it.
The Steelers just made it official.
Well, it's official, guys. It is officially official. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Aaron is our quarterback.
Oh my God. This is reality. I don't know how to feel about this.
Rodgers will be entering his 21st season in the NFL after being drafted by the Green Bay Packers in the first round of the 2005 NFL Draft, a 24th overall pick. Yes.
Whoopee.
Yes.
Why is any of that extra stuff relevant?
I'm just reading the article right here.
Well, I'm going to get it up for you guys. Here it is. It's official on the Steelers official Twitter.
Wow.
We have agreed to terms with quarterback Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year deal pending the completion of a physical. My God.
Who edited that hat on him?
I don't know. They did a damn good job.
Looks realistic, I'll say that. But it's realistic now. We're going to see that picture of him signing the contract very soon, guys.
Can he pass that physical and a drug test? Yeah, he'll pass. He'll pass. As you know, I'll be real with y'all, bro. I was on my lunch break when I got the news. I refreshed Twitter. I seen it. And, the initial part of me said, fuck. I said, profanities, right? And then obviously I had to come to terms with it, and it's just, you just gotta live with it. So
it's all you can do.
It's at the point, we'll see what happens. The Steelers' focus should now be on getting a wide receiver too, and let's just, I don't want to say go all in, because I just don't think that's realistic, but that's how the Steelers are viewing it. Let's just grab a wide receiver too, and whatever happens, happens. It could be one of the best seasons we've had in a while, but it could also be one of the worst. There's no in between. There's no in between.
Let's just get ready to witness Pittsburgh Steelers football again.
Oh, God.
The
Yes.
good and bad. And the ugly.
Very much the
All
ugly.
three will be a part of it. Because it's the Pittsburgh Steelers we're talking about.
Cade 007 says, hell yeah, number 7 coming this year, guys. Listen, I hope you're right. And if by some weird, bizarre chance that actually happens and Aaron Rodgers gives us number 7 after robbing us of it how many years ago?
If you're not down with that,
I'll eat crow.
we've got 2 words for you.
Terry Jones with a 5. Rodgers down the stretch had better numbers than Mahomes. And Josh Allen down the stretch. Steelers need to go all in now.
Well, they're going to.
They're going to. I don't agree with it. I just can't believe in it, but it's what they're doing.
I just don't envision it. Not with the same coaching staff that they literally ran with last year and the same head coach that hasn't got us anywhere in how many years? Yes, Aaron Rodgers is better than all the other guys he's had in those many years, but how much better? We're going to find out.
And again, this all falls on the lap of Mike Tomlin.
But Terry, we appreciate you, as always. Appreciate all you guys, man.
Yep.
What number do you think Aaron Rodgers will wear this season? Bryson, it'll be 8. It's going to be 8.
It'll be number 8.
It'll be 8, for sure. Rodgers should wear Mendenhall's old number? That'd be weird.
Nah,
That on a quarterback?
That ain't happening.
What are the odds he wears 13?
Scotty Miller's 13.
Oh, yeah.
He could buy that off too. But why would he wear 13?
Well, he wear 11.
Is there no, Brandon Johnson's 11.
How do you know this?
That's in my mind, bro. I know my team and the jersey numbers. Is 3 available?
A in between.
It is available.
A in between season is the worst case here. Either chase a title or completely stink. I think there's no in between. There's no in between this year. So it's interesting. I don't know what your guys' expectations are, but it's just whatever happens, happens. We'll see what happens, and then just enjoy whatever good comes out of it. That's kind of how I'm viewing it. And if it's better than what I expect, then I'll gladly eat my words and I'll root them on. But regardless, I'm going to back Aaron Rodgers as my quarterback. I have to. As a Steelers fan, I have to. Like, that's one thing I will always remain true to, is I will forever back whoever's under center. No matter how bad they might be, no matter how much they might suck, no matter how old they are, I will forever back whoever's under center, because they are the ones slinging the football. They are the ones that are leading the offense. They are the ones that determine between a win and a loss. So I will forever back whoever's under center, and that will be Aaron Rodgers this year.
Indeed.
So.
Rodgers will not wear 14. That is now Kenneth Gainwell's number.
Really? He switched?
Oh, you didn't hear?
No.
Yeah, he switched.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, he switched to 14, considering it was obviously available.
Was that his college number?
Gainwell?
Yeah.
That was his Eagles number.
No, his college number was
I don't know what his college number was, but it was 14 throughout his whole time.
I think it was 19 in Memphis.
Well, we know who 19 is.
Yeah.
No, 14 was his Philly number.
Okay, well,
so he
makes
gets
sense.
to continue to rep that number.
No, Aaron will not wear number 12. He will not. But, some of the more important matchups, some of the more exciting matchups, rather, for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers this year is obviously Week 1, September 7th at the New York Jets. Justin Fields versus the Steelers, Aaron Rodgers versus the Jets. Story writes itself.
So much so it could be Sunday Night Football, but
They're not going to flex it.
no, they're not.
They can't flex it that early.
No, they
Can
won't.
they? I don't think so.
No, they won't flex it. I'm just saying.
Week 4 in Dublin, Ireland versus the Vikings, the team I firmly believe he wanted to play for. The Vikings didn't want him. So Week 4 in Dublin, Ireland, Aaron Rodgers will make the flight to face the Vikings.
And Ireland and Dublin at Croke Park Stadium.
Green Bay Packers, Week 8, Sunday Night Football. He has never faced the Packers. Never. You know, there's been, I don't know how many teams or how many players that have beaten every single team. I think there's only been, 3, 4. I don't know. I know one of them's Brady. One of them's Favre. I think the other's Breeze.
Is Manning in that category?
Manning's got to be in there.
He's got to be in that category.
So how many is that?
That's 3.
There's probably more that I'm missing, but I know those are some of the more, out there. Aaron Rodgers could be very well in that exclusive group. He will finally face the Packers as long as he stays healthy. That's Sunday night in Heinz Field. The Chicago Bears, Week 12 in Soldier Field. Yes, he owns the Bears.
He owns Soldier Field, dude.
He does. It's like Ben versus the Browns. You know what I'm saying? It is the NFC North version of that with Aaron Rodgers. Now he will face the Bears again in Soldier Field, bearing he stays healthy. We haven't beaten Chicago in a very long time. I think since 95, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's been a minute.
It's been a long time. Will he break that curse? I don't know. We'll see. And, of course, he's got the Detroit Lions at Detroit Soldier Field Week 16, right before Christmas.
I don't expect any Christmas miracles to happen. I still etch that as a
No,
loss.
no.
Like,
No.
this ain't the Lions of the prime A-Rod days.
No.
No, A-Rod will not beat Detroit. I just can't envision it.
No.
The Bears, maybe. Maybe. We'll see how the Bears turn out.
He's not winning in Baltimore, that's for sure. I don't think we win in Baltimore. I think we win in Heinz Field. And that might be only because you sit your starters. I think the Ravens are the number 1 seed again. How can they not be? They just resigned Derrick Henry. They resigned Rashad Bateman. Lamar's coming off of what arguably should have been another MVP year.
They signed DeAndre Hopkins, remember?
Oh, wow.
No, but still, it's a notable name.
It is a noble name, but holy hell, how many aging wide receivers
It's
are
a
the Ravens
typical
gonna sign?
Ravens move. They sign aging guys, and for some reason, they ball out.
So one thing Ravens and Titans have in common. By the way, why are the Ravens always signing former Titans?
The thing is, the Titans. You put on a Titans jersey, you immediately look washed.
You are washed.
The Ravens, they juice out, they milk out whatever's left of you.
Right.
I'll give the Ravens that.
Why? But you know, why are the Ravens always signing former Titans? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Derrick Henry, Steve McNair. Did they? I don't think they had Eddie George. Did they? There's no way.
They had Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson, yeah. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but he wasn't a former Titan. No, Eddie George never played for the Ravens. I don't think so. He just looks like someone that would have, though. Aaron Derrick says, yo, SteelTwins, what's good? A-Rod finally signed. I never thought I'd see the day. Yeah, me neither.
Well,
but it's here.
That day was today, bro.
And the Steelers did make it official. I'll put the tweet up again because you know, this is again,
guys, why not?
This is reality.
Why not?
This is real life, folks. This is not a simulation. This is not a dream. This is not an episode of Black Mirror. This is reality. We are living live and in color.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
Another one and done season. That's what I see.
The pit of misery.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly. Who remembers that old commercial?
Dilly
man?
dilly. Remember the Panthers game?
Yeah, of course. How could I forget the Panthers game? That was a hell of a game.
Yeah.
That was a game where TJ Watt ended Cam Newton's career.
I wish we can get back to that.
Yeah. 52 points.
Yeah, in living color. Thanks, Matt. He's not playing the whole season. Are you referring to Rodgers? Mason will be ready if Rodgers gets hurt. Yes, he will be. Mason's always ready. I'd rather have Mason and Will. I mean, you're not alone.
Just get that arm ready, bro.
But
Just in case.
listen, I don't know what to expect. I don't. I know what not to expect from myself as a Steelers fan, but I at the same time, I just don't know what to expect. Anything could happen this year. Literally anything. Which is going to make it, intriguing football. I'm still ultimately expecting one and done. I'm expecting a repeat all over again, but things could go different. Maybe, probably not.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
I'm not either. I'm just saying it makes it a little more intriguing to watch. Not because he improves the team by so much. It's just you don't know what could happen. You don't know if he's going to stay healthy. You don't know if he's going to get hurt. You don't know who we're going to see. You don't know how the offense is going to function. Could we see more drama from the locker room? I don't know.
I hope not, but I fear that. I fear that between A-Rod and the coaching staff.
It's now officially one of those cases where I feel like anything could happen this year outside of a Super Bowl run. I just don't view that. I don't see that. Yeah, Gabe Davis isn't healthy, which is why, again, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 teams. I think it's 4. He visited 4 NFL teams, maybe 3. Either way, he met with all of them, and he all left without a contract. He's not healthy. He failed at physical, which is why the Jags cut him, and he's clearly not healthy enough.
No, what week was it that he injured his knee? Wasn't that like all the way to week 12?
It was somewhere along the lines. It was very much closer to the end of the season.
It was very much later into the season. Let me November 18th. Torn meniscus in his left knee. Yeah, very late into the season.
Yeah, very late. So yeah, Gabe Davis isn't healthy.
He's not all the way there. He's only 26. But that knee is not completely healed yet. Knee injuries, man.
Emery Underwood says, left my ass off. That's what I'm talking about. How y'all want Mason but not Rodgers? What has Mason done? Y'all bring up numbers. Mason threw 9 picks to 9 touchdowns last year. Well, here's the thing. With Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers are all in on a championship, which they're not going to win this year. With Mason, they're not thinking that.
I am not of the belief that the Steelers
So what's
are
the
going
difference?
to win a championship.
So what's the difference?
I would have rather gone with a rebuild mindset to take a small step back to acknowledge that, listen, we got to rebuild in order to get to where we want to be.
Yeah.
Instead of just doing what we did last year with potentially the same end result, which I don't want.
Literally, same thing with Russ. But I got to agree with what Aaron said. I would prefer Rodgers over Russ.
I mean, you weren't going to run back with Russ.
No.
There's a reason why the Steelers didn't lean back to Russ even when Fields left.
Yeah, no. Russ wasn't terrible. He did cost us some games towards the end of the season, specifically that Ravens game. But
he wasn't the entire problem, but he was.
But you weren't keeping him. No. He made too many mistakes. He's also very short.
The offense was just predictable and stale with him.
Yeah, I mean,
You're going to run that for another year? I mean, good luck getting 21 points on the board.
So could Rodgers fix that? I'd hope so. Could he get more targets involved? I'd hope so.
That's what the Steelers are taking a chance on, obviously.
Russ held the ball too long. Justin Fields couldn't see open wide receivers. Don't have to worry about that with Rodgers. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's hope that that actually is seen on the field. Let's hope that the impact is actually there. And we see some significant improvement. Rodgers to DK is a match made in heaven. But 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I'm not so sure. He's better than what we've had. I'm just not so sure how much of an improvement we will actually see. Romeo Doubs. I mean, listen, if there's a receiver that they could trade for that has experience and chemistry, it's Romeo Doubs. So I would agree with Pittsburgh Steelers #1 fan. He says, bring in Romeo Doubs. I mean, literally, what was he? The 3 for the Packers? 3 or 4? Maybe the 2. I don't know how they view Jalen Reed. But
now, Reed was #1. Watson was always hurt. Christian Watson.
Yeah.
So Dobbs was the #2.
Well, they got Wicks for 2 more years. So they could they view Wicks as the 2 or 3? Move on from Dobbs, who's in a rookie last year's rookie contract.
They could. I mean, he made plays as their #2 to a degree.
Listen, if they want to cater to Aaron Rodgers, that's exactly what they'll do. They'll throw a day 3 flyer at Romeo Doubs, another 1-year rental, just so he has someone he's familiar with. That's the Steelers move if I've ever seen one, especially if it's stupid cheap. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if that's exactly what's going to happen. It just seems like something the Steelers would do. You know what I'm saying? Even if they sign Gabe Davis, we don't know when that's going to be because Davis isn't healthy yet. But if they sign Gabe Davis, it would only be for the vet minimum because he's still owed $11 million by the Jags. So it's very, very similar to the Russ contract last year where Russ was getting paid all this money by the Broncos. He signed for the vet minimum. Steelers didn't pay much for him. Same thing with Gabe Davis. If they actually sign him, he'll only sign for the vet minimum because he's getting paid so much by the Jags still. He's still owed a lot by the Jags.
It just sounds like a Steelers signing.
It is. Very much like what they did with Allen Robinson, right?
Yeah.
Very similar. They traded him for something so small and they paid him very little.
Yeah.
And they cut him the year after to save a lot of cap space. It's a typical Steelers move.
That's how they handle business.
Yes. So I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. It just seems like something that they routinely do, and I don't see that changing. Would that be the complete fix at wide receiver too? I don't think so. I'd view it as a 1-year rental just to make Rodgers happy.
Hell, Dobbs might not even be the ideal fix for wide receiver 2, but the chemistry is there, and he is a typical #2 to have.
Yes.
If you need one.
Yeah.
I'll give Dobbs that. I've always liked Dobbs' game.
Right.
I always liked what he brought to the table. It's a serviceable #2. if you were to trade for Dobbs.
Right.
But if they want impact, if they want somebody to really pair with Metcalf, like a true playmaker to pair with Metcalf,
It could be Dobbs.
it could be him or it could be another star that we're not even talking about. Who that is, I don't know.
That will be told months from now.
I don't know.
Maybe weeks from now. It might not be up until the trade deadline. We're literally in the same situation. Literally, we are in the same situation offensively as we were last year. An aging quarterback, a bona fide wide receiver 1, an aging wide receiver 2, an O-line that still needs to be glued together, a run game that we can rely on, the exact same coaching staff, and you wonder why I can't get my hopes up.
Austin Ash says, Packers fan here. Romeo is our number 1 outside receiver. Really don't see us trading him.
Yeah, I guess Reed would be the slot one here.
Yeah.
Well, now obviously
Matthew
Golden
Golden
is the number 1.
And that's a pretty crowded wide receiver room they got.
It is.
Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Romeo Dobbs,
Dontavian Wicks,
and
Christian Watson.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 receivers right there.
As long as everyone can stay healthy.
And the 2 tight ends they got.
Jordan Love can really start slinging it as long as he doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah, as long as he's protective of the ball. And and Josh Jacobs, stellar year last year.
Yes, he did. One of the bigger free agent acquisitions was Josh Jacobs.
Yes, he was.
Didn't you have him in fantasy?
I did, and I'm very appreciative of Josh Jacobs.
Good for you.
I didn't do much in fantasy, though. I didn't even make the playoffs, but I'm appreciative of Josh Jacobs for fantasy.
Packers fan from PA. Okay, Austin. Well, appreciate you for being in the chat. What is your expectation from the Steelers this year with a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers?
This should be interesting.
This should be very interesting. I look forward to that. By the way, update on the poll. Will 2025 be a repeat of 2024 in the last 7 seasons? 56% of you guys, shout out to Lamar Woodley. 56% say yes, it will be a repeat.
Can't forget about Alex Highsmith, bro.
Well, obviously, yes.
No.
I got to give credit to
Of course, Woodley, yeah. Yeah, I was a dog.
Remember Anthony Chickalo?
I'd rather not.
Remember Anthony Chickalo?
I'd rather not.
He wore 56.
He was not a good 56.
No.
At all.
No, he was not. There's only like 1 or 2 plays I remember from him. It was a sack versus the Cowboys. That was the same game Ben threw a fake spike touchdown to AB, and then we still lost.
I remember his sack versus, I think he had a sack against the Patriots. It was the game Landry Jones had to start. I think he had a sack in that game, but that was it.
I don't remember that game. I mean, I do, but I don't remember much.
It's best not to remember.
It's not. You're right. Any game versus the Patriots, I would like to not remember.
Outside the game, Joe Hayden had the interception.
Oh, dude, that's the first time I ever played Whoopi. That's the first time we ever called off work.
2018, bro.
And that was the game after we lost to the Raiders. Remember that?
Yes, I do remember.
Still
that.
called off work for this fucking football team. Where's yours? That won't change this season either. Don't worry. I got PTO to use. The amount of PTO I take for this football team. Just so that, let me get my head out the way. Just so that these can continue to be dusted off. God damn. Nelson Aguilar. Bruce, no. You can have him back. You can have him back.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Hard pass. Hard pass.
Nope.
Tell me an improvement that could make us win a playoff game. Maybe the D-line is the only thing that really got better. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think Caleb Johnson could be an upgrade over Najee, but it's also the offense as a whole. Not much you can expect there. But defensively, yeah, I would say the D-line.
Can I say really quick?
Maybe corner, but that's not for the long term.
Can I say real quick as far as rushing goes? 1, no jet sweeps. And 2, no toss plays.
Listen, you're getting your hopes up.
Like, I've seen enough of those, especially with Cordero Patterson, who's still here.
How is he still on the team?
I don't know. Because Arthur Smith knows him.
This Arthur Smith, chemistry needs to go away. Oh, Cordero Patterson, Michael Pruitt, Van Jefferson. Now they're looking for Johnny
Scotty
Smith.
Miller.
No, this isn't working. Stop. Okay? It's literally same old Steelers.
It's literally
in so many phases.
It's literally being the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. The Pittsburgh Falcons.
Yeah, why not? We choked.
Probably. Listen, if they ever build another high school in Pittsburgh, that's probably what they'll be called, the Pittsburgh Falcons. You know how there's these high school teams that got the NFL logos. They just changed the color.
The color and the font is so different and whatnot.
So it'll be the Pittsburgh Falcons or the Pittsburgh High Falcons or whatever. It'll be the Falcons logo, or it'll be the Steelers logo with the Falcons logo as the diamond majiggies, but black and gold.
Yeah, no. Nah.
Just so they can't copyright.
Nah.
Chat was on fire earlier with the jokes and quotes. They were. Shout out to all the guys in the chat, man. We've been live, how long? About an hour and a half.
Yes.
About an hour and a half.
A little over. But yeah, shout out to all you tuning in right now.
Appreciate you guys, man. Aaron Rodgers is officially a Steeler. Aaron Rodgers is an old geezer. Ice Parsons, you are correct. Ben loved bubble screens. Yes, he did. I loved it when we had guys that could run bubble screens too. Steelers Packers Super Bowl. All I'm going to say is Aaron Rodgers is going to rob us again. He don't even have to get us to the Super Bowl for that to happen. Where we at?
Wasn't really A-Rod that robbed us. Yeah, he beat us, but I mean the Steelers kind of shot themselves.
I know.
In the foot in that
Ben
game.
threw a pick six. Mendenhall fumbled. We couldn't cover Jordy Nelson and Sarah
William
Lives.
Gay could not cover him.
I know he couldn't.
I don't know whose right idea was to have William Gay cover Jordy Nelson.
Austin says, honestly, Rodgers is still a better quarterback than what most give him credit for, but the drama really is a killer. Sorry to say, but I'm with you guys in that I see more of the same for Pittsburgh. This is coming from a Packers fan.
Yeah. I mean, like, I expect nothing different. My expectations are the same.
B. Mills says, ugh, I miss Ben. I do too. I do miss Ben. I miss, what he brought to the team. But he definitely overstayed his welcome, which is why we're literally in the position we are in. God, what a triggering effect things have. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine we push Ben out the door a little earlier. This isn't happening. Aaron Rodgers is probably retired right now. Told Jens a few months ago, all I want this to be is a nail in the coach cliche coffin. Yeah, I hear you, Stein the kid. It's not going to happen, man. You know as well as I do. That's not. Listen, he could have his first losing season, and his job will still be 100% safe. They signed him to an extension last offseason, and that's not going anywhere.
No, not until I think it's the end of the 2027 season. So we got at least another 3 years of this.
You guys are not satisfied with anything I see. Damn. I was satisfied with the draft class.
Love the draft class. Love last year's draft class, too. I think it's still got a lot of potential.
I liked everything about the draft class. I mean, maybe we could have taken a receiver, seeing we traded Pickens, but I like the draft class. I like the vision. I like what they're trying to do there. Everything else, though, in free agency is just like, wow, that's it? Really? We're going on a retirement tour? Wow. Move over, Cena. You're not the only retirement tour coming to town. Get your tickets. This is the last time you're going to see Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm not going to the Steelers game this year. I don't think so. Depends on the prices. We could have gone with Geno, but we got Rodgers, says Drill. You and Geno, man. Bro, Drill. I get it.
Yeah, this is the Geno fan right here. Yeah.
West Virginia cat, huh?
Yeah, he is now over in, I almost said Oakland. It's Las Vegas. With Pete Carroll, hand the ball off to Ashton Genty. He's got Jacoby Myers throw the ball to.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers weren't going to trade a third for Geno Smith. They weren't going to do that.
Cade, yes, we will be watching. We will be watching. Sign Chubb, release Patterson. That's kind of redundant, isn't it? We already got 3.
There's no purpose for Chubb.
We already got 3 running backs.
Like, there's no purpose for Patterson. Like, what purpose does Patterson serve? Nothing.
Kick returner.
No, that's Kenneth Gainwell.
I agree. What I'm saying is the Steelers view him as kick returner.
Yeah, because that really.
Because he holds the record for most kick return touchdowns in NFL history.
Yeah,
that matters.
That
Just like Aaron Rodgers has so many MVPs. That still matters, even though he's 41 years old.
did it matter last year, Danny, for special teams?
Well, to them it did because they had someone to do it.
Patterson had one of the worst return averages last year.
Don't tell the Steelers that. They don't want to hear
I'm
that.
gonna tell you that.
I know that. Don't tell them that. Just like don't tell the Steelers that their offense has been trending downward no matter how many seasons, no matter how many OC changes, and they still don't want to take coaching changes. Listen, don't tell them that. They might know it. They might not know it, but don't tell them that. They don't want to hear it.
So I got to write it down for them. I'll send them a postcard.
I don't think he'll make it. I don't think he'll make it to the P.O. box.
I'll just put urgent on it.
No, Patterson won't make the final roster. You already know who the running backs are going to be.
Patterson has a spot solely because of Arthur Smith, says Emery.
What is he going to do? Is he the wide receiver too? God forbid. All right, chat, before we get on out of here, because we appreciate you all for tuning in and keep on chatting, man. We really do. Now the focus is wide receiver 2. I mean, Omar Khan and Tomlin have their quarterback. They got DK. They have their running backs. They have the entire line filled. All they need is someone opposite DK. Who do you guys want them to grab? Who do you guys want them to sign? Who do you guys want them to trade for? Because that's literally the missing piece for this season, for their goal, their vision, as delusional as it might be. That's the missing piece. They have everything. Might not be the grandest or the most exciting Steelers team, but to them, they have everything. But a wide receiver 2. Who do you want them to grab? Because I don't know. Realistically, I don't know. I'd much rather just give the chance to Roman Wilson. I would.
He's been lining up in OTAs.
Like, I can't.
He's finding his groove. He's getting that confidence back.
I can't realistically think of who we could add outside of free agents like Cooper or Allen or
trade-wise, all I can think about right now is Dobbs, Romeo Dobbs.
But even Austin said in the chat, he don't see the Packers moving on.
I don't know that. I mean, it's a stacked receiving room they have.
If there's a time for them,
considering they drafted Matthew Golden
and they got Wicks, so if there's a time for them to, they could.
That's why I say Dobbs.
Well, let's see what the chat says, man. Let's see what the chat says. We got
I don't know.
We got Roman Wilson, Romeo Dobbs. Do we get Bond? Are you talking about Isaiah Bond from Texas? No, we didn't get him.
No.
Gabe Davis, I guess, says Riggs. Terry McLaurin is black and gold. We'll see if that escalates. I'm not getting my hopes up. Dobbs, Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's a Seahawk, bro.
He signed with the Seahawks.
Amari Cooper with Rodgers. Roman Wilson will be fine. I would like to think that. Dobbs, Romeo Dobbs, Darnell Mooney, DJ Moore.
I don't think Mooney or Moore gets traded.
Who's Mooney with again?
Atlanta. He was like 8 yards shy of 1,000 last year.
He had a good season last year.
He did.
He had a real good season last year.
And they're probably going to lean on him heavily as the yak guy or whatnot.
Give Keenan Allen a call. 1-year deal is worth a shot. They're signing all these vets to 1-year deals. You might as well.
Why slow down?
Why
stop
slow down,
there,
bro? You're going on this fucking nursery home run. You might as well.
It's like the anybody remember last year the Pepsi commercial of Dan Marino? It was Emmitt Smith,
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
All these guys, yeah.
Yeah, all the Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had all like it's gonna be the Steelers to a T right there.
Chris Olave would be insane if the Saints decide to clean house. My only concern with Olave is he's had 5 concussions since entering the NFL. It's a lot. He's 1 concussion away from retiring.
I'm sure they've checked in on his availability.
Oh, for sure. But I do like his upside and his potential because, my God, was he great coming out of Ohio State.
Yeah, but 5 concussions.
I know.
All it takes is one hit.
Like I'd say he's on the verge of retirement. It's almost like a Tua situation, right?
Jeez.
Antonio Brown. Yo.
He's 36.
Oh.
Maybe.
He still could be rocking the league, man.
He got CTE.
He do. Ain't no doubt about it. Rodgers will definitely want another vet. Hates throwing the young guys. I bet it'll be Cooper. If I had to choose like a free agent right now, I'd go Keenan Allen.
There's realistically 3.
Because I think Keenan Allen's impact is far greater than what Cooper or Gabe Davis would bring. You know, I think he did solid for Chicago last year. I think he's an excellent mind for a very young wide receiver room. I wouldn't mind Keenan Allen.
So we're talking a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
A 33-year-old Robert Woods, and potentially Keenan Allen.
Correct.
And a 34-year-old starting outside cornerback and Darius Slay.
Correct. 6-7 years ago, I would have been over the moon.
2025 though,
Bro,
I can't get behind that. Can't fall for that.
that's gonna be reality, Robert. That's reality right
I
there.
feel like when it comes to wide receiver too, it's. I know we said this about the whole A-Rod situation, and it took us months till it finally happened today. Might only be a matter of time till they finalize who wide receiver 2 might be. Because I don't think they drag it out all the way like the Ayuk situation.
God, I hope not.
Granted, there's no situation like the Ayuk situation right now.
You know, until some names actually surface, I'm really starting to think this is going to be like Mike Williams last year, where we settle for who we have right now with DK, Robert Woods, Calvin, Roman Wilson, guys like that, right? We settle with that, and then midseason we trade for someone that we're so desperate to get.
Trade away another 5th round pick.
At least until some names surface. Right now, I like a lot of these options you guys are putting in the chat. I don't know how realistic. You know what I'm saying? I don't. The free agents are very realistic. The trade options, I'm sure they've talked to multiple teams. We don't know what those teams are. We probably won't know for a while. I'm sure they'll surface. I'm sure, you know, we'll start to get some information as, you know, things starting to heat up as the season gets coming. But yeah, I don't know exactly who that could be right now.
No. Jerry Dulick just tweeted just a minute ago. He said, in regards to Aaron Rodgers and the contract, he says, money was never the issue in deal with Aaron Rodgers. It was always a 1-year offer for less than $20 million.
Oh, okay. That's it's better than I expected.
Yeah. I said 16 mil. Could be that. It could not be that. It could be 14. It could be 13.
I'd rather put that money towards elsewhere, but Steelers think otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Austin. Yeah, we don't want Alan Lazard. No, hard pass. Yeah, bro. He made I forget how long ago it was. Alan Lazard put a tweet up of Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio saying, I'm not leaving. I'm thinking, good, you stay. We don't want you here, bro. Like, I don't even think Jets fans want to keep you. Like, no offense.
Imagine all this talk, all this hype of like, okay, you know, the Steelers are looking for another wide receiver to a playmaker to pair with DK after trading away George Pickens due to the drama situation, right? Who's that going to be? Only for it to be Alan Lazard.
Mark Caboli says Steelers may be a Keenan Allen signing away from winning the AFC North. We're not winning the AFC North. I'm telling you right now. Saying it right now.
Nah.
The way the Steelers are going, screw it. Let's let them get their hopes up even further, just based off name value. Le'Veon Bell an hour ago said Troy Polamalu is the best safety to ever do it. I will not be elaborating.
The Tasmanian devil himself, bro.
Troy was different. Troy was so different. Troy was, wow.
He was revolutionary, dude. Like, I did it all. Fucking love Troy, dude. My favorite Steeler.
Yeah, mine was Hines Ward. Always will be. Which is why I don't know if it shows on mobile, but on desktop, if y'all go to the homepage of our channel, we replaced Pickett Pickens with Hayward. So it's Hayward, Watt, Ward, and Polamalu. Ward being my favorite Steeler, Polamalu being Rob's. So that's not going to change, but the players will.
Yeah.
Watt, I anticipate staying there for a while. We'll just replace, Hayward whenever he retires. Whenever that's going to be. Whenever that could be, whenever that's going to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. That could be. I don't see it being after this year. It could be 2 years from now.
I mean, Hayward is 36.
Sure as hell don't act.
He
or
doesn't play like
it.
it, though. I mean, like, the guy was great last year.
The guy could keep going. Would love Tyreek Hill, but another head case and for so much money. Yeah. No, I mean, we're not. I mean, I get what you're saying, but you're right. The head case situation, we literally just got rid of one. We also added one, but we got rid of one into the wide receiver room. Do we want Tyreek in this room? Come on.
No.
That's a locker room explosion waiting to happen.
Yeah. Nope.
No, I can't envision that being a good move. I can't. Just like this one. I mean, it could be a good move. Is it an upgrade for the Steelers? I believe so. I just don't know how much of an upgrade it's going to be. I can't envision it being something crazy. I just view this being a repeat, just like 54% of the chat saying. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, could he have a lot left in the tank? How much does he have left in the tank? One thing's for sure. We're going to find out one way or another.
Yes, we are.
As long as he stays healthy, we're going to find out one way or
We're
another.
going to find out as he will officially be a Pittsburgh Steeler, guys.
Yes.
Number 8 at quarterback once again.
B. Mills says, don't sleep on Rock Taylor. Yeah, I think he's a definite sleeper for sure. He could be one of those training camp preseason demons. I'm hoping so. I'm not anticipating a Victor Cruz sort of preseason where he went off. He didn't do much in his rookie year. I think he was hurt or something. And then year 2, when the Giants won the Super Bowl, he exploded.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting that from Rock Taylor. I mean, things could happen. I don't know. But he's got great size. I'm hoping he can really burst onto the scene.
If anything, I could see maybe him being another Jacoby Myers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers had the same path, undrafted, worked his way up, and he's a hell of a target for the Raiders now.
If that's his ceiling, that's a hell of an addition.
Yeah.
That's a hell of an addition.
We'll see. He'll be given the opportunity.
I really like these like camp bodies or these camp sleepers like Sebastian Castro or Rock Taylor. Guys like that. Guys are going to be given a chance. Beanie Bishop was one last year. What?
Montana Lemonius Craig. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Didn't they sign another safety too from the... He used to be a Bear.
Yeah, what's his name? They did sign another guy. What was his name? Quindale Johnson. Strong safety.
Yeah, they signed him, today?
Today, last played with the Bears. Spent time with the Rams and 49ers, but he is now a Steeler. So, yep, that's a new addition they made.
Yeah. Well, they also made one big addition today with Aaron Rodgers. So, would be nice to have.
Boy, did they ever.
Would be nice to have Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. Jets ruin that. Yeah, it would have been nice, but it would have been the Jets all over again. Just not too far from New York. It would have been nice. I can't deny. It really would have. But then I don't think DK ever happens. So you got to take and give. You know what I'm saying? Austin says, another take of mine. I think Rodgers wanted Pickens gone before he joined. Someone complaining that he's not getting the ball to them enough wouldn't go well with him. Yeah.
No, that would have just spelled disaster there.
Yeah, that would have been toxic. But see, I don't know if I don't think Rodgers. First of all, I don't think he has the right to demand something like that from the Steelers. I don't think he has the right to do that.
And I highly doubt that was the case.
No, it wasn't. Because the Steelers got tired of Pickens and his antics and his drama and everything, right?
Yeah.
As great as a player as he is and how underutilized he was, they got tired of his selfish attitude and his drama and his low effort on and off the field.
His overall character.
Right. They got tired of it. Same thing with Claypool. Same thing with Johnson. Same thing with even Pickett. Right? This selfish mentality. They want that out of the locker room.
Yep.
It's kind of weird because they added that with Rodgers in a way, but
Oh, that's Mike Tomlin. That was Mike Tomlin.
shout out to Ryan Connolly. Pacers are coming back.
That's right.
I forgot
it is game
1
one.
was last
It
night.
is game one.
I
right
forgot
now.
it was tonight. Oh, we're in the final minute. All right, chat. Well, with that being said, we're going to go on out of here. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to try to catch this last minute. So, Ryan Connolly, appreciate that update. I'm definitely going to check that out. Plus see how my parlays are doing.
Of course, you put some bets. Yeah, there
Listen,
you go.
man, I got to call
Oh,
them.
Pacers are down 1 point.
I think I got to call the number. But anyway, we're getting on out of here. Appreciate you guys for watching. Aaron Rodgers is a damn Steeler. It's official, guys. And I'll put that thing up one more time so y'all can see and disgust and amusement and whatever the hell you want. So there it is. It's official, folks. It's official. So with that being said, you guys have a great rest of your night. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll be back with more content coming up, as I'm sure there will be more news and rumors coming out. Plus, there's a lot of mini camp stuff, OTA stuff, and players we just want to get into in regards to this upcoming season. So keep in mind that. Keep that in mind for the channel coming up soon. Appreciate y'all as always. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Have an excellent weekend. See you in the next one. And Aaron Rodgers.
Welcome to the Berg, brother. How you doing?
I can't believe I'm saying this.
I said it for you. You're speechless.
That's my quarterback.
all right. All right. Well, listen.
See you in the next one. And hey, Ron. Don't mess up. Don't mess up.
Guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real.
I know.
Like, wow.